بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صلى الله عليك يا سيدي ومولاي يا رسول الله. صلى الله عليك يا سيدي ومولاي يا أبا عبد الله، يا رحمة الله الواسعة ويا باب نجاة الأمة. غريب يا مظلوم كربلاء، يا ليتنا كنا معكم سيدي فنفوز فوزا عظيما. لعن الله الظالمين لكم من الأولين والآخرين وألحقهم بدرك الجحيم. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون والعاقبة للمتقين. Today, Ashura in the afternoon, after martyrdom of all companions and Bani Hashim, Imam Hussain alayhi salam remained alone, and he came for a farewell with his family and children, and then came out. Still he preached the people of Kufa, reminded them that isn't it this the turban of the Holy Prophet, and this is the horse of the Prophet, dress of the Prophet, everything. They said yes. He said, then what wrong I have done in order that you are here to kill me? Well, there was no answer for them. They kept quiet. Some of them told him, it is a hate for your father, بغضاً لأبيك, because we hate your father Ali, and he killed the Arabs. And you see, that is the education of Bani Umayyah. They said Imam Ali killed Arabs. Well, he did not kill Arabs. He guided Arabs, of course, by help of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, to the right path. Those who were staunch enemies of Islam were killed at the Battle of Badr or Uhud or other battles, Otherwise, Imam Ali did not kill the innocent people or even the ordinary Arabs, Those who came to fight, he was the bravest man in the history of mankind, and, well, he killed the enemies of Islam, the dictators who were controlling the weak people and not allowing them to accept Islam. Actually, those in Mecca who tortured the Muslims, and the Muslims suffered a lot till they were forced to migrate to Medina to run away of the torture of Quraysh. So not all Quraysh were good people. Well, some of them were cruel, especially the leaders. So Imam Ali killed those who came to fight. He did not kill ordinary person. But still, Bani Umayyah, because Muawiyah, son of Abu Sufyan, and they are of Bani Umayyah, they put in mind of people that Imam Ali is killer of the Arabs. They should hate him as a nationalist idea. They do not say that he killed the bad people among Arabs who were dictators and preventing ordinary people to accept Islam. Because we see at the conquering of Mecca, there was no bloodshed. The people of Mecca right away accepted Islam, because the head at that time, Abu Sufyan, he found that he cannot fight and he surrendered. Then rest of the people did not fight, There were thousands in number, did not fight, because they were ready to follow Islam, if not Abu Sufyan, and before him Abu Jahl and others were there, So that what has been put in mind, actually brainwashed the people, that Imam Hussein is son of Qattal al-Arab, the one who killed the Arabs. So some of them in Karbala, they told him that we know you are a grandson of the Holy Prophet, but we kill you as a revenge to your father because he killed some of the Arabs. Well, as if it looks that if you kill non-Arabs is okay, but if you kill Arabs is not okay. You know, that is a nationalistic belief in which Islam do not believe in that. But that is Umayyad type of thinking. However, Imam Hussein attacked them. He has about 3 or 4 attacks, you know, every time he attacks and then comes back to the tent, you know, just to protect the family and the children. And one time he attacked through the Euphrates, through the water. And he could reach the water, though there were 4,000 soldiers with arrows to protect the river from being captured by anyone from Imam Hussein's side. But still Imam Hussein could reach the water, and then the horse was very thirsty, so the horse wanted to drink water. Imam Hussein did not take water. He said, "You are thirsty and I am thirsty." It looks like that the horse realized what Imam Hussein is talking to him. He raised its head and showed that he understood. Then Imam Hussein took water to drink by hand. Somebody called him, "Do you enjoy drinking water while your tent were trampled by the enemies?" You know. So Imam Hussein did not drink water, throw the water, and return back to his tents, to the family and children, but found them safe. It was just a mockery from the people. However, Imam Hussein could have drunk water, but he wanted to tell them that you are so cruel that even water, which is free for everybody, even animals, free for them, you deprived the grandson of the Prophet and the progeny of the Prophet, even the children of infants of 6 months age were deprived of water. You know, one of the aims of Imam Hussein alayhi salam is to expose Bani Umayyah. Bani Umayyah, they had a shape of Islam, and practically they represent actually Jahiliyyah and Kufr, not Islam. But the people do not know about them. Maybe similar situation nowadays is happening. Those who are killing innocent people and cutting the heads unjustly and showing that in TV, their voice is loud and it is thought that they represent Islam. While the real Muslim, the ulama, the scholars, whether Shias or Sunnis, I am not talking of sect, well, any sect, well, they are quiet and nobody listened to them. Only those bad pictures, it became as a symbol of Islam. That symbol of Islam is to behead the people and be proud to carry the heads by hand, and is written in the back, there is a flag, La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah. So the people have that image in mind that Islam means killing, which is not true, not correct. Actually, those who were killed were Muslims also. Muslims who were killed in the hand of Muslims, not non-Muslims, you know. So you can imagine how the name of Islam is being snatched by those people through media, and the real Muslims, nobody hears them. Their voice is not loud. So the same situation at that time, Bani Umayyah, they became the representative of Islam with all their tyranny and oppression and the dictator regime, and name of Ahlul Bayt and Imam Hussein and Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam, whom Islam was built by his support to the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and who is the gate for the city of knowledge of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nobody was remembering them or appreciating them. Well, that is effect of media. So here is the same thing, you know, the people like that. So Imam Hussein wanted to deepen the tragedy of Karbala, and to deepen the tragedy, to expose what is in heart of those people who are coming. Because maybe some people will come and say, no, they were kind, they were usual, they were all right, they did not do this, did not do that. So he wanted to show how cruel they are. That is why, well, he did not care to drink water, though he was very, very thirsty at that moment, But said, well, if I am being martyred thirsty, there is a greater reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than to be martyred and satisfied with water. Besides, he will set an example to people that, look, army of Ibn Sa'd, how cruel they are, they prevent water. So later on, Imam Hussain alayhi salam, well, also he had a second farewell with his sister Sayyidah Zainab, with his wife and other children. His daughter Sukaina came and she told him, Father, you deal with me as you deal with orphans, because I see you are going to fight and you may not come back. And after 1 hour, I will be an orphan and nobody is looking after me. So Imam Hussein put Sukaina in his bed and was putting his hand on her head and telling her that, my daughter, you have to be patient, you have to tolerate what is going to happen. And also he told his sister Sayyidah Zainab salamullah alayha to be patient and to look after the women and children, and especially to look about Imam Zain al-Abidin, because he is Imam of the time. And Imam Zain al-Abidin was sick and lying in bed in the tent, he could not move. Then Imam Hussain alayhi salam moved toward the waterfront. Well, it is said in some books that he heard a sound from behind that, please wait for me for a while. He looked back, he found Sayyidah Zainab is coming, and he asked that, my sister, what do you want? She said, my brother, can you come down off your horse? Well, he came down. She said, can you uncover your neck and chest? He said, okay. Then she has kissed him in his neck and smelled him in his chest, and then turned toward Medina, and she said, oh mother, I have returned what I was trustworthy for it. Imam Hussein asked her sister, what is the matter and what is that amana in your hand? She said, at time of death of my mother Fatima Zahra salamullahi alayha, well, Sayyidah Zainab was at the age of 5 years at that time. So she said, my mother called me and said, sister, my daughter, when you see your brother Hussein in Karbala and he is going for his last fight to go to the battlefield, then I am not there, you are there. So you kiss him in his throat, because that throat will be cut into pieces, and smell him on his chest. So now I am fulfilling a message of your mother Fatima Zahra salamullahi alayha. When Imam Hussein remembered his mother and the tragedy of Fatima Zahra, what happened to her, he started weeping for memory of Fatima Zahra salamullahi alayha. Then Umar ibn Sa'd told the army that as long as Imam Hussein is with the family and children, he is busy, you attack him. Otherwise, if he come and he is attacking you, then your right side from the left side will be mixed, and no one of you will be able to stand in front of him. So the army attacked the tents of Imam Hussein, and Imam Hussein was forced to attack them, to let them go away from the family and the children. Well, he fought very bravely with them till he was tired because of thirst, because of blood shed, and it is said that his body had about 70 places of injury, some of the injuries by sword and some of the injuries by arrows which pierced his body. Some say there was 35 places for arrows and 40 places for the spears and swords. Actually, in hadith from Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, he said there were 1,000 places of effect on the body of Imam Hussein. Well, maybe one wound is being beaten by many enemies later on, because when Imam Hussein fell, everybody used to come and try to cut him into pieces. However, Imam Hussein was tired and he stood for a while to take rest, and one of the enemies threw a stone to his forehead, and blood started coming to covering his face. Then Imam Hussein took his cloth to clean the blood. Harmala was there, and he found that the chest of Imam Hussein is there. He put his arrow, which has 3 sides, and hit Imam Hussein in his heart. Imam Hussein, when he felt the arrow is there, it was very difficult for him to take it out. He tried to take it out, was very painful, not possible. And then it is said that he pushed the arrow to come back from the other side. Then there was full of blood. Imam Hussein took the blood by hand and threw one part of it to the sky. And he said, well, what made it easy for me, that Allah is aware of it and is looking for it. If that is the fate and destiny decreed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I will accept it. And second time, then he filled his hand with the blood, and he washed his face and beard with that, and he said, like this, as Mazlum, I will face my grandfather and I will tell him what his ummah did to me. Then Imam Hussein got weaker and weaker, and the horse felt that Imam Hussein cannot move, so sit down, and Imam Hussein lied on the ground. Sayyidah Zainab salamullahi alayha heard that there is no sound of war, and she didn't know whether Imam Hussein is alive or not. She came out and came to the place which is called Tallu Zainabi. It is a small place higher, and she could look to the waterfront. And she called, oh brother, Ya Hussein, if you are alive, then see the enemies have attacked your tent. And if you are dead, then our affair and your affair is in hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imam Hussein heard the voice of Sayyidah Zainab, tried to stand, but he could not. He fell to the ground. The second time and third time, then he called her, my sister, go back and take care of the family and children. Then Imam Hussein was lying there for about an hour of time. Every tribe were avoiding killing him because that is a big shame for them. Till Umar ibn Sa'ad told them that why you are leaving him, go there and kill Imam Hussein. Then Shimr ibn the Jawshan la'natullahi alayh, he came and he could not look to face of Imam Hussein. He turned him to the face to the ground, and then he slaughtered him from his neck. Sinan ibn Anas, had his spears, and he hit Imam Hussein in his chest and in his loin. And Sayyidah Zainab, suddenly she noticed that the weather has been changed and all the world is in a situation very risky, dangerous, and is full of red or blood in the sky. She asked Imam Zain al-Abidin, what has happened? Imam Zain al-Abidin told her, Amma, you remove the side of the tent, and I can see. When she removed the tent, he looked and he found the head of Imam Hussein on a spear, and he told her that, Amma, be ready for being captive, because that is head of my father is being raised on the spears. Then the enemies of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not look in a way of mercy to the tent full of progeny of the Prophet, women and children. No one remained, and a sick young boy, Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam. They attacked the tent and said, "Ahraqu biyut al-zalimin," burn the houses of unjust people. You can imagine how they were brainwashed that the progeny of the Prophet are unjust and they are the cruel people, are the just, But then everybody came and burned all the tents. Now Zainab Salamullah alayha came to Imam Zayn al-Abidin, told him, "Oh aunt, what can we do? Now they are burning our tent." It means that she is asking him, is it decreed for us to be burned with the tents? We will not mind. We will stay and we will be burned here. He said, "No, عم فرنا على وجوهكن في البيداء." You go in the desert. Then she asked the women and children to run away in the desert and be away of the burning tents. Well, in the desert, and you imagine thousands of horses are attacking a tent. So many children were killed under the limbs of the horses. Well, Hamid ibn Muslim, he said, "I saw a small girl and her clothes were burning and she was looking astonished, doesn't know what to do. I came to just let the fire off. She found me little kind with her. She said, 'Oh man, are you with us or against us?' Well, he told her that I am neither with you nor against you, but I saw that your cloth is burning. That is why I came to set the fire off." She said, "Oh uncle, have you read the Holy Quran?" He said, "Yes." She said that, "Have you read in the Holy Quran, وَأَمَّا الْيَتِيمَ فَلَا تَقْهَرْ," and don't overwhelm the orphans? He said, "Yes." "And you are orphan of whom?" She said, "أَنَا يَتِيمَةُ الْحُسَيْنِ." I am orphan because my father is Imam Hussain. Then she told him, I have a request from you. Can you show me the way to Najaf? He told her, "Well, Najaf is too far." Well, it is about 80 kilometers from Karbala. Najaf is too far. How can you go there? And why you are willing to go there? She said, "Because my aunt told me that we have in Najaf a grave of my grandfather, Imam Ali. Whoever is feeling fear and trouble, if he go there, Imam Ali will give him peace and safety. So I want to go there and complain to him what we have suffered from these cruel people, how they burned our tents and killed my father, uncles, and everybody." He told her, "Well, Najaf is too far." She said, "Okay, show me the way to the body of my father, Imam Hussein." So he said, I brought her near the body of Imam Hussein, and then she hugged the body. And well, it is said in Hadith that she heard from a voice is coming, Imam Hussein, "Shi'ati ma'in sharabtum, adba ma'in fadhkuruni." "Oh my Shias, if you drink anytime water, remember me. أو سمعتم بشهيد أو قتيل فاندبوني." If you hear about a martyr or somebody killed, then you remember me. فأنا السبط الذي من غير جرم قتلوني. I am the grandson of the Prophet who was killed without doing any sin. وبجرد الخيل بعد القتل عمدا سحقوني. And I was attacked by the limbs of the horses after being killed. ليتكم في يوم عاشوراء جميعا تنظروني. I wish, oh my Shias, you have been in the day of Ashura to see me. كيف أستسقي لطفلي فأبوا أن يرحموني. How I was asking a drop of water for my children, but they did not have any mercy in their hearts. Then she was whipped by the enemies and was forced to come out. And then in that night, Zainab Salamullah alayha sent a message to Umar ibn Sa'd that what to do with these women and children. Umar ibn Sa'd made a special tent for them and he kept them there. Well, that night was a very horrible night for them because there were about 70 women, widowed women and children there. Everyone asked Sayyida Zainab Salamullahi alayha that, Amma, where is my father? Amma, where is my brother? Amma, where is my cousin? Everybody is asking her about somebody related and what to tell these children and what to tell about the mothers who lost their children. Suddenly at night she noticed that Rabab is not there. She looked around, Rabab was not there. She came out and found somebody, a horseman there in the darkness of the night. She told him, what are you doing here? He said, well, Umar ibn Sa'd told me to take care of your tent in this night. She said, have you seen a woman in the battlefield? He said, I don't know, but while I was coming from the side of Imam Hussein, then I saw some blackness there. Then Zainab Salamullah alayha came and she heard Rabab sitting and got her son Abdullah al-Radi' in hand. And she was talking to her son. She asked her, what are you doing, Rabab? She said, oh, Sayyida Zainab, when I drank water, then my breast had milk, and I came, probably my son is still alive, so I can feed him. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون والعاقبة للمتقين. اللهم إنا نسألك وندعوك بجلال وجهك الكريم وقرآنك العظيم وبمحمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين، اللهم بالحسين الوجيه وجده وأبيه وأمه وأخيه والتسعة المعصومين من بنيه، عجل فرج وليك صاحب العصر والزمان، واجعلنا من أنصاره وأعوانه ومن المجاهدين بين يديه. اللهم اكشف به هذه الغمة عن هذه الأمة، اللهم انصر به الإسلام والمسلمين واخذل الظالمين والمجرمين. اللهم املأ به الأرض قسطا وعدلا بعدما ملئت ظلما وجورا. اللهم اقض به حوائجنا واشف به مرضانا وارحم به موتانا واغفر به ذنوبنا ووسع به أرزاقنا وبارك به لنا في ديننا ودنيانا وآخرتنا ولا تسلط علينا من لا يرحمنا. اللهم ارزقنا يوم القيامة شفاعة الحسين وجد الحسين وأبا الحسين وأم الحسين، واحشرنا معهم في الجنة على سرر متقابلين مع الشهداء والصالحين وحسن أولئك رفيقا. وإلى روح شيعة أمير المؤمنين خصوصا العلماء والشهداء والصالحين وموتى الحاضرين وذوي الحقوق، رحم الله من يهدي لهم جميعا ثواب الفاتحة قبلها صلوات. اللهم صل على